Hi y'all. So I just got some very good news right before I came on. If you've been here for a while, then you know that my dad has been battling cancer for the third time, and it's been really hard. And I just got a message that he is in remission. So got a little tears in my eyes, so sorry about that, but I need to get this video made. So I will be sorry. Sorry, y'all. Okay. These stands, you don't need the stands. They're not necessary. But I use them, and I found out I've lost one of the pieces on one. This one. And I will be using just Ziploc freezer bags. I will not be using these. I've tried these, and I'm out of my freezer bags. Like I said, I just placed an order from Amazon to get some tomorrow. But I'll use this one to kind of show you how I'll be doing this. Just simple. The reason I don't want to use these is some of mine ended up with holes in them, and it defeats the whole purpose of having reusable freezer bags. But what I will do before I go on, I'm getting a phone call. We'll have to call her back. Sorry. So many things I want to do in this video, and I am just overwhelmed with the emotions about my dad that were so good news. So I'm trying to get my brain back. With these guys, I ordered 8, and I'll be doing 8 meals every Friday, 4 of each one, and that's just what I do. And the set came with these. You can use these or not. Most of mine stayed on my bags. A couple did fall off, which can be really frustrating, but the one thing I do like is I have everything listed on one page, so then I was able to go and figure out which recipe that was if I couldn't figure it out. So tip number 1, pre-write on all of your bags. So I've already wrote on this bag right here. Oh, you can't see, that's backwards. This will be the Asian pineapple, I don't know what I called it. I think it's pineapple Asian pork something. So I've already labeled it, and the reason I went ahead and froze the meat is the meat that I bought, this pork loin, it needed to be sold in a day or two, so I went ahead and cut it, labeled my bag, and put these in the freezer. And then on Friday, right before I go live, I'll have everything set up, and then I'll pull them out. Also, tip number 1, pre-label. Tip number 2, pre-open every bag. Well, I guess you have to if you're going to put it on this. So all you do is you just clip these right here, and then I open it, and then I just get all these set up depending on how much stuff I will have out. I've got the crock pot right here with the barbecue pork we're going to have for dinner. Depending on how much stuff, I may do one, move everything, and then bring everything else for the other one. So those are my main tips for the bags: pre-label and pre-open. It makes everything so much easier. Now the next thing for me, so I've already got all my pineapple bought for the pineapple Asian pork. I don't remember what I called it. I will have everything pre-open, because otherwise you're just going to stand there and look at me open a can, which I think is kind of silly. So I will have these pre-opened. Next thing, you can get ginger and peel it and grate it and chop it and do all of that, or you can do what I'm doing, which is I'm going to be using ginger paste for any recipes that call for ginger. I will also be using minced garlic in a big tub, like from Costco or Sam's or something. I'm not gonna mince the garlic, so you can do it however you want. For this recipe, I put in there which I'll show you. I'll be using these type of peppers in this recipe for a couple of reasons. Mostly it's time saving. It could also be budget friendly, because these were on sale at my store for $3. And then I also I'm not a bell pepper fan, and these cook down really well and just give a slight flavor without being overwhelming. Now, if you like bell peppers and you want them to have a little firmness to them, two things you can do. One is you put these in another baggie inside this baggie, and then add these near the end of the cooking, or just wait till you're almost done and throw them in. Again, I don't like bell pepper very much. I will be using a lot of these. This is just a seasoning blend. I thought I'd grab another onion, things like this to for my onion in recipes, so I'm not chopping up a bunch of onion. I have been in a Brookshires before, and they had marked down a bunch of their fresh pre-cut onions, and I bought those up and used them. But you are more than welcome to chop your onions, use fresh pineapple, use fresh bell peppers, whatever you want for your family. I'm trying to make this as simple and easy and in and out as possible, and I mean, this is just how I personally am going to do it, but you feel free to adjust. Use fresh ginger, fresh bell peppers, whatever you want. But for me, I'll be doing this. So the two recipes are Asian, I don't like the way this is labeled, Asian pineapple pork. I don't know, sounds silly. But anyway, hi Joni. And I also use a pork loin instead of a pork tenderloin to save money. So this recipe is most likely, if you do THM, most likely a crossover. So depending on what you feel comfortable doing, I spent, I don't know, I showed the picture, I don't know, it was less than $10 for four dinners. And like I said, I've already pre-cut these and put them in here. Oh, another thing, let me get one drink real quick. I will not do any browning of any recipe on here live. The main reason is, do not put warm meat in these bags. It may be okay if you use the reusable ones like this, but I can promise you from my years ago, I did this kind of stuff when my kids were at home and little. I would let it cool down a little bit and then fill the bags up, and more than once the bag just got too soft and just, not, I won't say exploded, but that's pretty much what happened. So if you want to do any browning, like the sirloin steak bites, if you want to brown that, I would either do it the day before or do it early in the day so it has time to cool before you assemble your bags. Some people swear by pre-browning meat before you put it in a crock pot. Some people don't care. So whatever camp you're in, just make sure you are prepared for the cooling of the meat before you put it in your bag. And I think my final tip would be, we're going to pretend there's food in here, and then I'm going to almost completely seal it, and then squish and squish and squish and squish and squish, and then seal it. And then if it still has more air in here, then just open it and then just get it out, because you want as much air out as possible to help with things like freezer burn. But that's it really. This is, for me, I want this to be as quick and easy as possible for everyone. I want you to be able to dump these things in your bag, freeze them, and pull them out whenever you need it. So today we went to Peach Farm, not too far from here. My daughter, my husband, because he's still home because of his truck, and my daughter and two grandsons, we went. And so right before we left, I took, if you saw my meal prep, the barbecue pork, again from another pork loin thing that I had found on sale, and I just dumped the meat in here, turned it on low, and we left. And I just have to make the sides to go with this for dinner, and this has been just cooking slowly all day, and this is exactly one of the recipes we will use in this series. I do not have a grocery list for you, but I will share every Tuesday the link to the recipes that I will be doing. And you can, what I would suggest is take a screenshot of the recipes. That's what I often do, and then I can just make sure that I have the ingredients needed, because I can take it to the grocery store. I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi, because where we live it can be very spotty. And then that's just my tip on the grocery list. I think there was something else. Oh, if you I try to do recipes that my family will eat. Again, if you don't like the pineapple, my daughter who moved back home and she hates pineapple. She just didn't eat the pineapple chunks with her food, and it was fine. She actually liked it. There was nothing left. I don't even think there were green beans left. It was a very, very welcomed recipe, and so every recipe that I put out here, I will tell you any adjustments, who liked it, who didn't, but I really don't put many out there that weren't a huge hit with the family. So second, if you don't like the sound of a recipe that I'm making, I would still suggest going ahead and finding a recipe to prep, because the whole point of this is for you to fill your freezers with super easy recipes that require hardly any thought. And so at the end of summer, right before we get into fall, we will have lots of meals in our freezers. Now again, I'm doing 4 of each recipe because I don't know why I did that last time. I cannot remember, but it has been a huge blessing for my family. This week we are eating completely from the freezer, except for, well, even last night was from the freezer because my pork roast was still frozen for last night's. Anyway, I think that's it. It's probably been a way too long of a video, but if you do have questions, feel free to ask. If you have thoughts or whatever, share. I am here. My whole thing, this is all completely free. I just want to help and encourage where I can, and I find that I can just, I don't know, this is somewhat easy for me to do, and having meals in our freezer. I feel like by shopping sales, I'm able to save us money as well in the long run. But that is it. I will get the links up for the recipes. It's going to be pineapple Asian pork that we served over cauliflower fried rice, but I also have an fried rice if you prefer that, with Asian green beans, and then the garlic sirloin steak bites. And with that, I'm not sure what size I will do, but I might do my mashed vegetables. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to think about it. But anyway, that is it. Any questions or anything, feel free to comment on my page. Thanks for watching. Bye.